Standing tall for thousands of years, the Great Sphinx of Giza has guarded the secrets of ancient Egypt. Its enigmatic face and monumental structure have inspired awe, curiosity, and countless questions. What mysteries do this ancient sentinel hold? Today we're diving into the theories, legends, and unsolved puzzles surrounding one of the most iconic monuments in human history. Welcome to the Sphinx Mysteries. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button because we're about to unravel secrets of one of the world's greatest archaeological enigmas, and I can't wait. Let's get started. The Great Sphinx of Giza, carved from a single piece of limestone, is believed to have been constructed during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre around 2500 BCE. Measuring 73 meters long and 20 meters high, it's the largest monolithic statue in the world. But here's where things get interesting. No records exist explaining its purpose or construction. Why would the Egyptians, known for documenting their achievements in hieroglyphs, leave no mention of the Sphinx? Some say it's simply lost to time, but others believe it's because the truth is far more mysterious. One of the biggest debates surrounding the Sphinx is its age. Mainstream archaeology tells us that it's about 4,500 years old, constructed during Egypt's Old Kingdom. But some researchers, like John Anthony West and Robert T. Sachs, argue it could be much older. Why? Because of evidence of water erosion. Truly fascinating stuff we talking about here. Let's dive more into that water erosion theory. So check this out. The deep vertical grooves on the Sphinx suggest heavy rainfall eroded the limestone, but here's the catch. Egypt hasn't experienced consistent heavy rainfall since around 10,000 BCE at the end of the last ice age. This has led some to propose that the Sphinx predates Egyptian civilization entirely. Could it be that it was built by a lost advanced civilization? This theory ties into legends about a golden age known as Zep Tepe, or the first time when gods walked the earth and great monuments were built. Some believe the Sphinx is a relic from this mythical era. But skeptics argued that the erosion could simply be due to wind and sand over a millennia. What do you think? Could the Sphinx be a relic of a forgotten chapter in human history? Let me know in the comments. Another mystery is the missing nose of the Sphinx. Early sketches from the 18th century show it without a nose, and records suggest it was deliberately destroyed. But by who? One theory blames Napoleon's soldiers who supposedly used it for target practice. Others point to religious iconoclasts who sought to deface pagan symbols. Interestingly, Egyptian historian al-Makarizi wrote in the 15th century that a Sufi named Muhammad Saim al-Dar was responsible, claiming he damaged the Sphinx to protest idol worship. Regardless of who did it, we may never know the true culprit. And then there's the question of what lies beneath. Using ground-penetrating radar, scientists have discovered cavities and tunnels beneath the Sphinx. Some believe these could lead to fabled Hall of Records, a library of ancient knowledge said to have been hidden by the Atlanteans or an earlier advanced civilization. But mainstream archaeologists argue that these are natural fissures in the rock. Still, the idea of a hidden library beneath the Sphinx fuels our imagination. What secrets could it hold? Ancient texts? Advanced technology? The ruins of humanity itself? Mainstream archaeology attributes the construction of the Sphinx to Pharaoh Khafre around 2500 BCE, which I mentioned earlier. However, many experts question this. The lack of inscriptions or contemporary records leaves us wondering, was it truly built by the Egyptians, or did they inherit it from a lost civilization? Now here's the twist. There's not a single hieroglyph or text from ancient Egypt that explicitly states when, how, or why the Sphinx was built. Unlike the pyramids, which are well documented, the Sphinx remains an anomaly. Why would a civilization known for its meticulous record-keeping leave no trace of such a grand creation? In the 1990s, seismic scans detected hollow spaces under the Sphinx. Could these be hidden chambers? Some theorists suggest they may lead to the fabled, quote, Hall of Records, unquote, an alleged underground archive containing the knowledge of an ancient lost civilization. It seems the whole world is wondering, what could be down there? One last mystery to consider is the alignment of the Sphinx. It faces directly towards the rising sun on the spring and autumn equinoxes. Was this deliberate? Many believe it reflects the Egyptians' deep understanding of astronomy. But here's the twist. Some researchers claim it aligns not with Khafre's time, but with the constellation Leo, during the age of Leo, around 10,500 BCE. If true, this could support the theory of a much older Sphinx. Some researchers believe this was no accident, but part of an advanced understanding of astronomy. But here's the real shocker. If the Sphinx was originally built during the age of Leo, over 10,000 years ago, it would have faced its celestial counterpart in the sky. Coincidence? or ancient knowledge lost to time? The precision of the Sphinx alignment suggests that the ancient builders had knowledge of celestial movements far beyond what mainstream archaeology credits them with. Could they have used the stars as a blueprint for their construction? And if so, why was this particular alignment so important? If the Sphinx was built to align with Leo, it suggests that its construction dates back to a time when this constellation rose directly before it. This would place its origins at over 10,000 years old, far older than mainstream historians accept. Could this be evidence of a lost chapter of history? Now I would like to take a moment to give my personal 2 cents on this particular mystery and conspiracy on how and why the Sphinx was constructed. I've done a decent amount of research on the Sphinx and Egypt in general so far, and while I definitely crave more in-depth knowledge about ancient Egypt mysteries, what fascinates me the most about the Sphinx specifically is its immense size and design. The famous lion-shaped body and a human face. Now we do know that the ancient Egyptians did have a special connection with animals and credited their existence to the gods the ancient Egyptians worshipped back in their time. However, we still don't know exactly why the builders of the statue designed it in this particular way. The Sphinx is nothing short of marvelous and breathtaking, at least from what I've seen in pictures and videos. I suppose my personal thoughts are that whoever or whatever built this incredible monument not only had unimaginable levels of carving skills, but they were also connected to a higher being or some form of advanced technology, at least during the time of the Sphinx construction. The Sphinx and the Great Pyramids of Giza, as well as many ancient ruins across Egypt, all have incredibly intriguing and mind-boggling mysteries that defy modern logic we possess today. That water erosion theory I mentioned earlier really seems plausible and believable based on relatively recent research and testing done with the Sphinx. I think the Sphinx was built long before the Pyramids of Giza were constructed, during a time when the Sahara Desert wasn't a desert at all and contained a large forest with trees and lakes. The big question, which notably adds to the mystery of it all, is if the Sphinx was built tens of thousands of years before ancient Egypt and its iconic pyramids were constructed, which mainstream archaeology doesn't support, who was responsible for the original construction of the Sphinx? Why did they go through so much effort to not only build one of the most mysterious and jaw-dropping statues in the world, but one that would last the test of time and continue standing for us to study and analyze in modern day? Will we ever know the true origins of the Sphinx? Where did the idea to build this statue come from? How to build it with the size and design it displays, and the location chosen for where it rests, remains to be seen. So what do we make of all these mysteries? From its age and purpose to its builders and hidden secrets, the Great Sphinx of Giza continues to captivate us. Whether it's a masterpiece of Old Kingdom Egypt or a relic of a forgotten age, one thing is certain: the Sphinx holds a timeless allure that keeps us coming back for more. Hey, what's up y'all? It's Chill Mellow here. Just wanted to give you a special shout out and thanks if you got to this point in the video. Really appreciate you checking out my content. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.